What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, NBA DFS video. We've got a 6-game main slate for Thursday, April 3rd. We are back. If you've never been here before, anytime we have at least 5 games on the slate, we give you 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position. Now, these are through 10,000 simulations. By about an hour before lock, we do 20,000 simulations, so we update any projection simulations. Anything that we need to update for you guys, we will update it for you. So these are early first look projections and simulations. Now, your value plays are going to open up throughout the day. So the value that we're going to talk about now might change a little bit throughout the day. So that is why I tell everyone this is a great starting point, but make sure you go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com about an hour before tip off so you guys can see any updated plays that we may not cover here because they've opened up throughout the day. Our MLB content is already out there. If you want to check out the article or the video, I will link the video here at the end. It's a little bit shorter video because there's only 5 games for the MLB slate, but we still are trying to bring home the bacon with you guys as well. And we try to have a giveaway in this video, in every video, every single day. Here's how to win in this video. You got to like this video. You got to be a subscriber to this YouTube channel, and you've got to leave a comment for the comment picker to pick you up. You do all of that, and this video gets at least 50 likes, you will have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. That is a week of all current sports. NBA, MLB, NASCAR, PGA, MMA. We've got the Masters next week. We are very excited. If you guys get in and you win now, for a week, you will have the Masters for next week. So, if this video gets at least 100 likes, you'll have a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. And if you did miss our special that ended last weekend, I should say, anyone who would like, we've got 10 spots available if you email me today, dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's dfshelp, the number 1@gmail.com. A yearly pass, normally $199. You guys can get it for $99 if you email us. We've only got 10 spots available, so get in while the getting is good. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the Vegas odds. Then we're going to give you the plays at each position. Then we're going to look at the top value plays early for the first look. And then we're going to build you a DraftKings tournament lineup and a FanDuel tournament lineup as a starting point, a first look lineup there. So they can and will change. We've been getting screwed over. It's just part of the season where you get screwed over because people rest or they're ruled out of nowhere. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at now. So we are going to look at the Vegas odds real quick. We've got the Wizards at the Magic. Magic are 13.5 point favorite, 216.5 over under. So a 13.5 point spread with a low 216.5 over under might be a game that I just try to avoid completely. Maybe there's a 1 or 2 off player in that one, but that one, be careful with that one. You got the Heat at the Grizz. Memphis 4.5 point favorite right now, 226.5 over under. Nets at the Timberwolves. Timberwolves are currently a 12.5 point favorite with a 215.5 over under. So we're getting some big spreads here with low over unders. Raptors at Trailblazers. Portland's a 3.5 point favorite, 224.5. You got 76ers at Bucks. Bucks are a 12.5 point favorite, 224.5. And the Lakers at the Warriors. Should be a good game. Steph just cooked 2 nights ago. Chef Curry just cooked. Lakers are actually 2.5 point favorite right now, 228.5 over under. So I want exposure to both of those teams right there because it's the late night hammer and it's a very close game with a nice over under, the highest over under on the slate as of the making of this video. So what we're going to do is we are going to go through, and you can see there's already so many people that are questionable, so many people that are already ruled out. We dig through. So we're going to go 3 top and then 3 mid, which is usually about 8,000 or below on DraftKings. And then your value's usually about around the 5K mark or below, but sometimes value pumps up at like 5,200, 5,500 if they're like 6 or 7 times value. So we are going to go through them and we're going to see who we like. DVP, pace of play, doesn't matter. We're going to go through it all for you. So here we go. Let's start. We got Luka at the top at point guard. We got about 55 to 58 fantasy points. Now it's 8th DVP against Golden State, but it's Luka, and I really like this matchup. Being close could be a shootout here. Then on the flip side of that, you got Steph Curry. We got about 44 to 48 fantasy points. Now, you do look what he did. He did 95 fantasy points against Memphis in that game. If this game could kind of stay close like that, we're obviously not going to project him at 95. He did 65 or 64.25 more fantasy points than he did 2 days prior. He was on, like, he had 12 3-pointers. He threw 20 3-pointers up. So he's not projected at 95, but, he's 44 to 50 fantasy points. I don't mind this at 12 DVP. Then you got Tyler Hero against Memphis. The game, though, be careful with this one. 23rd DVP, about 42 to 45 fantasy points. Then we come down and we look. There's not a ton. Like, you can see a lot of people already ruled out. So in the same area, if you're trying to find some sort of value, trying to see if Anthony Simons is in. Questionable, but missed the win. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's a bruise. He probably plays. I've got Anthony Simons right around 32 fantasy points. I've got Ryan Rollins actually at 28 to 30 at 4,700, a huge value play there. Then I got Brandon Podziemski right around 28 to 32. Now, what did Pods do with Chef? Yeah, so with Steph, I mean, he played 28 minutes and only put up 15.75, but the majority of that is Steph throwing the ball up a ton and making a ton. So 28 to 32 is probably the range I'm looking for Podziemski right now. And then trying to find some sort of value down here. Kind of looking at Jamal Sheed, 4,500. First DVP, so a very bad DVP here. About 26 to 28 fantasy points. Kevin Porter Jr. about 24 to 26. And Mike Conley, or Davion Mitchell, 23rd DVP here, 23 to 26 fantasy points. Then we move to the shooting guard position. Ant-Man at the top, 22nd DVP against Brooklyn. But be careful with this being a blowout, 46 to 50 out of him. If he doesn't cook early, he could sit. And yeah, it would be bad, especially since we're paying damn near $10,000 for him. We got Franz Wagner against Washington. Be careful with this one. 27 DVP, about 43 to 46. And then Shaden Sharp against Toronto, 16th DVP. So right in the middle, right around 38 to 42 fantasy points. Come down mid-tier here, looking at Desmond Bane right around 37 fantasy points. RJ Barrett, 29th DVP, right around 37 to 40. And then Toumani Camara right around 29 to 32. And then trying to find some sort of value right in this area here. And it depends on where we're at. But looking at Tyrese Martin right around 20 fantasy points. Buddy Hield right around 20 to 24. Now I'm curious what Hield did. When Steph cooked 14.25. I mean, obviously we'd like to see more. Played 20 minutes though. That's basically, if you're looking for value or bench players, you're looking for 20-ish minutes, right about there. We've got him about 20 to 24 fantasy points. And then an extra couple of two. Pele Larson, about 19 to 22, and Luke Kennard right around 18 to 22 fantasy points. Small forward, LeBron James. Is he questionable? He's going to be questionable all year. Probable groin injury. The minutes are there. The production's not been there. Personally, I've got him projected right around 50 fantasy points. If he wants to, let's see what he's done against Golden State. 3 times this year, averaged 64.2 against them. I know he's not 100% healthy, but when he plays them, he plays up. So current projection right around 50 to 54, I would say. But if he plays up, we could see 60 plus, which is kind of basically what we need here. A minimum is 60 at 10,100. We've got Denny right around 22nd DVP against Toronto, right around 44 to 48. Jimmy Butler, 40 to 44. Curious what he did. Pretty much all of Golden State probably underperformed since Curry put up 90 plus fantasy points. That would be a fair assumption there. Mid-tier at small forward, we're looking at Kyle Kuzma about 34 to 38. Jaden McDaniels right around 28 to 32. And Justin Edwards against Milwaukee. Be careful of the blowout, but maybe he plays a little bit more. 25th DVP, about 28, 32 fantasy points. Then we got power forward. We got Giannis at the top. He's questionable. He's going to be questionable the whole time. He's 12,100. Early projections, 60 to 65 fantasy points. If I were to pay up, it's probably I'm paying up for him instead of LeBron. 27 DVP against Philly, but watch the blowout here, especially with him not being 100% healthy and him being 12,100. If it is a blowout, he might rest, so be careful. Then we got Paolo right around 47 to 50. We got Bam Adebayo right around 42 to 45 fantasy points. Mid-tier, like you could just see, you got to kind of miss all of these guys, but we got Jaren Jackson Jr., 37 to 40, Julius Randle about 37 to 40, and Draymond Green right around 33 to 36 fantasy points. And then we drop down and we get our eagle on down here under 5K-ish. Looking at Ricky Council, he's 5,300, but we're looking about 24 to 26. Jonathan Mogbo about 23 to 25. And Alex Reese might get a little bit of run. Second DVP against Milwaukee. If they get blown out bigly, Reese might come in about 15 to 20 fantasy points. Again, it'll just really depend on the pace of play and if in fact Milwaukee goes up big early, we could see some value from a very bad 76ers team. And then we're at the center position. Looking at the top one here, Rudy Gobert, about 36 fantasy points. Brook Lopez, about 33 to 36. Donovan Clingan, 28 DVP against Toronto, 31 to 35 fantasy points. Mid-tier, we're looking about Adem Bona, about 30 fantasy points. We're looking at Nick Claxton, about 28 to 32. Orlando Robinson, about 28 to 30. And then if you are one that comes down and looks for value as far down as you possibly can, you could look at Zach Edey, about 25 fantasy points. Tristan Vucevic, about 25 fantasy points. And Drew Tim. Now, Tim would probably come in off the bench. We're looking at Tim at 4,100. And it's again, if Minnesota goes up big here. Game log, 20-plus minutes the past 3 games. Almost 30 minutes. And you can see the value's huge, except for this game right here, 16.25. But Tim, or Timmy, however you say his name, going up against Minnesota, 9th DVP, 24 to 26 fantasy points. But that 9th DVP is going to change, especially if Minnesota swaps out all of their starters for bench players. Then we could see Drew having a good game. So there you have it. Those are just some of the plays, some of the projections through 10,000 simulations. If you want, and now we're going to do the top 10 value plays of the day as of right now. Now, these are through 10,000 simulations. They can and will change throughout the day. So number 1 right now, currently, Orlando Robinson. Number 2 is Delano Banton. Number 3 is Ryan Rollins. Number 4 is Jalen Wells. Number 5 is Drew Timmy. Number 6 is Jonathan Mogbo. 7, Lonnie Walker the 4th. 8, Tristan Vucevic. 9, Adem Bona. And 10 is Jacoby Walter. 29th DVP going up against Portland. So there you have it. Those are the plays. Those are the early value plays. We will have everything on the website. Go check out fantasyteamadvisors.com. Now we are going to build you. Now these are tournament lineups, okay? These can and probably will change because player A will decide that they're going to not play and the coach is going to rest them for no reason, even if they don't have any sort of designation going into the game. That's just kind of where we're at in the season. That's why I've scaled back on NBA and I've focused on MLB, but I still want to bring you guys content. So that is my DraftKings lineup right there, from Delano Banton all the way down to Clingan. That is a DraftKings one. And then FanDuel I've already built, from Mike Conley all the way down to Donovan Clingan. Again, I really like Clingan. I really like Antetokounmpo today. I kind of like Gary Trent or Ryan Rollins. I put them both in here right now. Obviously, they would get even more of a boost if Giannis is out. But with the way that Vegas thinks this game's going to go, I think Giannis could get you those points you need. And then they go up big and blow them out like it looks like they might. And then Gary Trent and Ryan Rollins come in, mop up the floor, and get extra fantasy points at their price with Giannis off the floor if they go up. So there you have it. If you want to have even more ways to win, go check out the MLB video. You could technically win 3 times a day if you watch this video and the MLB video. We have 2 giveaways in that. Let's have a great Thursday. It is Verdansk Day, so by the time you're watching this, it might have launched. It launches at 11 a.m. Central. I'm going to start a gaming channel as well, a small one. I'm not going to do big on it, but if you guys want to check that out, I will start linking that when I get that up and running. So that's what I've got today. Any questions, comments, concerns, let us know. Good luck, and as always, bring home some bacon.